The Federal Reserve's decision to raise interest rates in an effort to combat inflation has caused ongoing difficulty for banks. China's proposed peace plan has Russia considering a potential peace deal, but the United States insists on being the one to draft any such agreement. And in the midst of the Donald Trump hush money case in New York, the court canceled meetings without explanation, prompting Republicans to call for answers from the New York District Attorney. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who is a likely GOP presidential candidate, introduced a bill to prohibit the use of a national CBDC or central bank digital currency in Florida earlier this week. Now, Senator Ted Cruz of Texas proposed a bill to prevent the Federal Reserve from developing a Biden coin, a Biden cryptocurrency or Biden token, basically valued at 0 cents, with consumer-oriented digital currency for central banking known as CBDC to impose restrictions and tracking, tracing, and taxing capabilities for you and I. Cruz stated in a press release that the federal government has no authority to unilaterally establish a central bank currency and that this bill would prevent large government entities from attempting to control or centralize cryptocurrency and instead promote its growth in the United States. Well, cisgendered ladies and gentlemen, prepare for a painstaking transition as our everyday lives are about to undergo a major transformation with the introduction of a new standard language represented by the code ISO 20022, opening new possibilities for cross-border payments. ISO 20022 is an open global standard for financial information. It provides consistent, rich, and structured data that can be used for every kind of financial business transaction. Similar to a translator helping two people who speak different languages understand each other, ISO 20022 standardizes financial messaging to facilitate communication and data exchange between different financial institutions, even if they use different systems or languages. The standardization of financial messaging brings several benefits, such as linking messages to businesses' processes, reusing components, and using an open international standard for automated transfers and direct processing. ISO 20022 is replacing legacy formats like SWIFT for international fund transfers, which had several limitations, including slow speed, security issues, and a free message format that led to many errors and slower processing times. ISO 20022 is not only relevant for traditional financial institutions, but also for cryptocurrencies that are being increasingly integrated into the traditional financial system. By adopting ISO 20022, cryptocurrencies can increase their potential use cases and expand their reach, and compliant tokens can be approved by central banks, enabling crypto payments. ISO standardized crypto identifiers will change the way crypto is used, allowing for improved analytics, global compliance, fraud protection measures, and direct capability across the entire processing chains. The upgrade to ISO 20022 is the most significant change to the global financial system in a very long time, and more than 70 countries have already adopted it in their payment systems, including Switzerland, China, India, and Japan. With over 1.5 million transactions being sent through the current SWIFT system every hour, the adoption of compliant tokens like ADA or Cardano or XRP can lead to substantial growth for cryptocurrencies. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Welcome back to another video. My name is Kevin, Kevin in all caps, youtube.com/@Kevin247, or just search Kevin 24/7. You can find me in all these places, but you will not find me in the comment section down below. Beware, folks. Even comments coming through, messages, emails being sent to me that not only has my channel been a victim of the wildly rampant use of bots and droids and OpenAI and ChatGPT technology to con viewers and subscribers out of their money through WhatsApp, text messages, and all these other scams in place, but they've actually done it to Canadian preppers audience as well, and getting thousands, if not millions of people to lose their money in these fictitious scams by leveraging the face and the representation of our channel's avatars. Folks, please remember, we are not trying to contact you in the chat section, in the comment section, or at least I'm not. I can't speak for Canadian Prepper, but I'm not. But this is nothing new, folks. I'm not trying to contact you. If you want to reach me, there will be a variety of free, 100% free links down in the description, not only of ways that you guys can gain access to diversity, such as Hard Assets Alliance, purchasing precious metals, gold, silver, a hedge against inflation, diversifying your portfolio, but as well as ways that you can contact me directly. The best way, folks, is if you want to contact me and or just show your support for the channel, hit me up on Patreon and we can discuss a variety of things, especially all of those of which involve the future of money, making money, money-making opportunities, diverse multiple income streams, passive income, and more importantly, are the banks safe? Are credit unions a better option as we move towards this digital age of central bank digital currency, CBDC, a Biden coin, as you will, or potentially see the dollar lose its status as the world's reserve currency and maybe see the BRIC system take over? Only time will tell, but in the meantime, I want to continue to exercise my 3 important pillars of diversity, security, and cash flow, because no matter what happens with the dollar, if you have diversity, security, and cash flow, you're going to be in a much better position than having not been. Better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it, folks. CNN reported, along with several other media outlets, no meaningful path forward on Ukraine after the meetings yielded no breakthrough on resolving the conflict in Ukraine. Both leaders called for the cessation of actions that increase tensions and prolong the war in Ukraine. And this is according to their joint statements released by China's foreign ministry. And the statement did not acknowledge that Russia's invasion and military assault were the cause of ongoing violence and humanitarian crisis in Ukraine. The leaders also urged NATO to respect the sovereignty, security, and interests of countries, a reference that appeared to echo long-standing rhetoric from both countries, falsely blaming the Western Security Alliance for provoking Russia to invade. In a powerful and far-reaching statement following their discussions in Moscow this week, Chinese leader Xi Jinping and Russian President Vladimir Putin affirmed their alignment on a range of issues, including their shared mistrust of the United States. Against the backdrop of Russia's ongoing aggression in Ukraine, the meeting made it abundantly clear that Beijing is committed to strengthening its relationship with Moscow, despite Putin's increasing isolation on the global stage as the brutal conflict enters its second year. Unfortunately, the talks failed to bring the conflict any closer to resolution. But Xi's 3-day visit to the Russian capital, which ended yesterday on Wednesday, was an opportunity for the two leaders to demonstrate their deep personal connection and to lay out their vision for a new world order that counters the one led by Washington and its Democratic allies. The meeting concluded with more than a dozen agreements on everything from trade and technology to state propaganda. And this is according to a Kremlin list. Now, the central statement made by the leaders focused on their determination to deepen their relationship, underscoring their commitment to foregoing a united front against the West. And in recent weeks, China had appeared to position itself as a peace broker, releasing its position on a political solution to conflict, calling for a ceasefire and peace talks. Now, Putin said that many of the provisions could be taken as the basis for a peaceful settlement in Ukraine once the West and Kyiv are ready for it, in comments to reporters following Tuesday's talks. But the proposal has been viewed as a non-starter in the West and Ukraine because it includes no provision that Moscow withdraw its troops from Ukrainian land. And on Tuesday, Zelensky said a ceasefire would simply freeze the conflict, giving Russia time to prepare and come back again with their single wish, the wish of their leader, that is to occupy our country. Now, according to experts, China and Russia's shared desire to build an alliance against the United States and a global order that aligns more closely with their autocratic agendas was the driving force behind the meeting. not a desire to resolve the conflict in Ukraine. No. As Z departed from the Kremlin after a state dinner with Putin on Tuesday evening, he reiterated his belief that the balance of power in the world is shifting. Together, we should push forward these changes that have not happened for 100 years, alluding to what he sees as an era in which the West is in decline and China is on the rise. In their joint statement, the two authoritarian leaders called for the promotion of a multipolar world, a term that suggests a system not dominated by so-called Western values and rules, and pledged to work together to safeguard the international system and the United Nations, where they have a track record of blocking motions against actors like North Korea. At various points, they also criticized Washington, calling on the United States to stop undermining international and regional security and global strategic stability in order to maintain its own unilateral military superiority. Alexander Korolev, an expert in international relations at the University of New South Wales in Australia, said the joint statement showed a broad convergence of Chinese and Russian views and approaches to many international issues. It's very explicit and clear in terms of identifying the United States as a major security threat, he said. Expect to prepare for all-out war as some of the U.S.'s largest opponents gear up for what is being described as military mutual trust and defense ties and a new world order and alignment against the U.S. in a divided world. That and so much more to cover, folks. I will continue to monitor and bring you guys future updates ASAP. Please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, share this with friends and family, comment down below. And again, I'm not going to try to contact you in the comment section, but if you want to reach me, reach out to me. By all means, feel free to check out all the information, the 100% free links in the description down below. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye.